Benzino says he had help with his infamous Eminem diss.
People ask, well, did somebody write it? Look, I was in the studio, and I was with the studio with some guys, and I was writing, and they was passing me lines, and it was just, yeah, you have a team. It's all right. I'm sure Eminem is in the studio with Royce, and Royce done gave him lines. Or all the amazing lyricists that he's been around, you don't think that they ain't gave him a line or two? It's hip-hop. It's okay. The bottom line was I spit it. And the bottom line was I killed it. And the bottom line was a lot of that shit I've been researching for years. As far as the stuff that's in it, yeah, of course I wrote that.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. I need to get a message to Benzino really fast, really quickly, just so we can spare all of us the incoming nonsense that's about to occur. Benzino went live several times after this so-called battle. Now, I want to have a discussion. We're going to be here for a while. I don't even have my mic. I'm just going in straight with the phone because I just got to get this off my chest. I basically have been doing videos about Benzino and Eminem, right? And in the latest video, we discussed the first Eminem diss record by Benzino called Vulturious. I'm going to go with that as the title. I'm not sure if that's how he was pronouncing it. And I did a line-for-line breakdown of Vulturious, how I saw it. And I saw that the record had a few bright spots, but overall it was disconjointed. Some of the punchlines and some of the topics didn't make sense to me, such as telling Eminem he can be brought up on charges like Diddy because he said he was going to chop his girlfriend up in the trunk, which is a fictional line from a character named Slim Shady, not real Eminem, Marshall Mathers. And he never chopped his girlfriend up. She's alive and well. As far as we know, he never beat her up. He never had her wrestling with BBCs while he watched in the corner. So he could not be in the same lane as Diddy. I said some of the lines didn't make any sense, but he did have a few bars like, "You didn't slide for proof," which was indeed a top-notch battle bar, right? Before that even got cold, Zeno came back with Rap Elvis, which set all of us, if you are a true hip-hop head and you are a true fan of MCing and hip-hop and battling, that record set you on your ear because, for one, you had to finally admit, after 30 years in the business, Benzino actually had a really good record. He actually had some bars. He actually had something that we could say, wow, this dude bodied that. I'm talking since the 80s. I can't say any record Benzino bodied. I mean, with the almighty RSO, all the way back to Made Men, I don't know of any record that he bodied. I'm sure someone will have a line or two, or they will have a song that you haven't heard this, you haven't heard that. Put it in the comments. I'll go check it out. I don't know that Benzino bodied any record. But I'm going to say that he is respected in the business for what he's done with the Source magazine and becoming infamous for his stances on people such as Eminem, right? Infamous and fame is two different things. Flash forward. We are here. When I first heard the battle record, Rap Elvis, as I'm listening, not after I finished listening and after it was all done, as I'm listening, I am thinking there is a ghostwriter involved in this. Because you cannot go from a BC student all of a sudden writing a master thesis and turning it in without your professor doing some type of legwork to research if you plagiarized it. Now, I want to say it went about a day or two of the entire internet trying to figure out who ghost wrote this rhyme for Benzino. I even saw a few videos where they were matching up line for line Cassidy's verses versus what Benzino said, and they were convinced that the ghostwriter had to be Cassie. I had a couple people also tell me that the ghostwriter might have been Math Hoffa, but I said there's no way Math Hoffa would write anything about Eminem, because Eminem is the reason his show took off in the first place. The reason we even watch Math Hoffa is because Eminem, for the most part, was one of the first people, the biggest people to co-sign Math Hoffa, and got him half, if not 80% of his audience, who stuck around and made Math Hoffa's podcast one of the biggest shows on the internet. Not to mention the Fat Joes and the Method Man. You know, a lot of people contributed to that show becoming what it was. But at the end of the day, I would believe that Math Hoffa would be extremely loyal to a man who got him out of the career, the dying career that is battle rap. When you are trying to be longevity in battle rap, there is no longevity. I became rich and famous in battle rap. Let's just be honest. You show me who became rich and famous from strictly battle rap, and I will eat my hat. There is not one person. So with that, there's nothing wrong with getting a bag in battle rap and building yourself, but that's not what we're talking about. So there was a lot of speculation about who co-wrote this rap for this guy Benzino. And with me, the reason I felt it was co-wrote, and I also went so far as to say there's probably a reference track out there. The reason I feel it was co-wrote, because you cannot go 25, 30 years of rapping a certain way. Then all of a sudden, and not on your first record, it's the second record, the second response to one of the greatest quote-unquote battlers of all time, which is Eminem, your second response, all of a sudden you have flipped your style, your flow, your wordplay, your subject matter. You've broadened your horizons. You've brought in you name dropped at least 50 MCs that you've never done that before. Everything that you've never done, you're now doing on this record. So, of course, someone like me, who is a lyricist, an MC, someone who writes their own raps, who writes his own music, and I take pride in that. All of a sudden, I see a guy who never exhibited this type of level of skill. All of a sudden I'm talking about mouth covering lines that make you go, oh, on my other show, on my other program, we were watching it together on the What Show that we do on Wednesday nights. Me, Fliz, TJ, and special guest was Michael Brown that night. And I played that verse, that song. And literally the entire room was quiet except for the occasional, oh, right? We were astonished by some of these lines. This thing was so concise. I can't remember. The closest thing to this was MGK. To someone actually taking a real swing and actually body blows to Eminem. Talked about all the artists that left his label. Talked about he doesn't do nothing for his city. He doesn't do anything for Detroit hip-hop scene. He doesn't do anything for the battle scene itself. You claim to be this battler and we don't never see you. Drake does more for battle rap than you. It was crazy. It was crazy. And it was like what I said in my video when I critiqued the Vulturious. I said, you're going to have to hit him with more industry stuff. I said, you're not going to win with this because you keep saying the same stuff you've been saying for 20 years. He's white. He's in our culture. He doesn't belong here. You're saying the same stuff that you've been known for saying since you were in the Source magazine. You've been saying that for 25 years. It's not going to shock anyone. What he did was he went out. And I'm going to say he got help. Now, we all were thinking it. We even said it on the show. And I was very vocal. I said, there's no way. And not only is this a ghostwriter, this is someone who is a fan of Eminem, because you cannot know all of these details unless you are a fan or you follow him very closely. You cannot know all these details. You just don't. You have to watch someone. He laid out 20 years of Eminem's life in that verse. There is no way you're not a fan. Whoever helped him write this, they are a fan of Eminem. They hit Eminem on so many levels. They named all of his artists. They went at every single thing that Eminem has done and not done. And Benzino claims that there is a third song coming in the works. Now, what I want to say about this third song is I won't be listening to it. I promise you. And I'm going to tell you why. Benzino made some points when he said, rappers is hip hop. You get in the room with your boys and people throw you lines. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to start here. Maybe I'm weird. I ain't never had nobody. We got to our separate corners when we started writing. It could be 9 of us writing on one song and ain't nobody throwing me no lines. And I ain't throwing nobody no lines. We coming with that paper. You don't hear my verse till I get in that booth. So I don't know about all this. We throwing each other lines, da-da-da. I don't know what kind of camp that is. That's okay. My camp, we don't do that. The beat's playing and you hear dudes, we just to ourselves mumbling, trying to get that verse together. And I damn sure don't want to hear nothing you saying because I don't want to even be a little bit coerced about nothing you saying. I mean, that's MC stuff. Now, if you're making songs, sure. Kanye camp, Drake camp, full effect. It's 10 of them in the room throwing out all these hooks and that's one thing, but that's not battle rap. My camp, back in the day, we was called the Mud Kids. We have music out right now. It's kind of a legendary underground type of thing that you have to have like more knowledge of the underground to find it, right? But we did stuff with the battle instinct in mind. More or less, our stuff was more, we wanted to get in that booth and compete with each other and everyone else that might hear that song. So with that being said, we definitely wasn't throwing no raps, lines to each other. So I don't know what Benzino's talking about. This guy throws you a line, that guy, that's for a song. If we're battling, you're one man battling Eminem. If you get on a record and perceive yourself as something that is strong enough to defeat Eminem, but you got a room of 9 dudes throwing you lines, they wrote that, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, you just got ghostwrited for. And at the end of the day, not only did you got ghostwritten, the reason that he thinks he wrote it is because he had a bunch of the ideas, according to him, that went in the song. And I could tell a lot of the ideas, they were straight from his head, but he couldn't project them correctly. Now, anybody in rap knows, if you take a team of 6 guys, 2 or more of them guys are not going to be as strong as the head guys in the group. It's just a fact. And in some cases, that 6th man, 7th man, they're going to need some help writing. It just is what it is. He's going to get in the booth and they're going to be like, nah, bro, da-da-da, and they're going to start to help him. With that being said, if Benzino is that 6th, 7th man who needs that help because he can't write, then you shouldn't be battling. Benzino wants credit for being able to spit it, whereas we are impressed. But that's not how this works when you're a battle MC. And I get it. You're going to say, well, Charles, some of these battle rappers, they get in huddles and they help each other, and that's cool. I understand that. I don't care. That's not the same level as this. This guy is trying to besmirch Eminem's legacy forever. They're going around saying Eminem took an L. So if I'm going to take an L, and if I'm Eminem, and when I come back, the world is going to be judging my bars, every single line I say. I shouldn't be battling a team. When Eminem comes back with his rhyme, they're going to dissect that thing line for line. They're not going to know who wrote this and who wrote that, and they're going to attribute it every single bar to Eminem. Good, bad, or ugly. And if he lose, they're going to say Eminem lost. They're not going to say Eminem lost to a team of rappers in a room that was better. All of them was better than Benzino, and they helped him craft, and they coached him and everything. Because you don't just get this good by a dude throwing you a line. He's not telling a full story. He got coached. And not only did he get coached, I'm gonna be the first one to say, I truly believe there is a reference track. And if it ain't a reference track, it's some dude somewhere that recorded something for him how to say it. What I think happened was when that first one dropped, them dudes was like, bro, this ain't it. Let us help you craft this. And what I thought Benzino was going to do, which would have been the smart thing to do, would to have been able to just chill for a few weeks. He should have been quiet because the internet was crowning him the winner of this battle when Eminem hadn't even said a word. But his ego, all the spotlight. If you're not dropping new music right now, then we shouldn't be hearing from you, because all you did was ruin it. When you went live and told him that you had a team, you ruined your entire battle. This battle is over. 90% of the people will not listen to that third track that you claim you got. The blog's not going to carry it unless you're saying some real heinous stuff about his daughter or his mom. Like, if you're getting really ridiculous, yeah, they're going to carry that because they love negativity. But real MCs are not listening to that. I'm not listening to it. I am not listening to it. I promise you. You will not see a video from me about Benzino's third track. I guarantee you that is a fact. Because to me, the battle is over. Me as an MC, knowing you had a team writing, I wouldn't even respond to you. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not responding to a dude that's in a corner with a bunch of battle rappers, all of them coming up with lines. Now I'm fighting 5 guys. You just jumped them. You literally just jumped them and them. But then you want to get on the camera and take the credit? It's hip-hop, guys. This is what... No. That's the industry. That's the industry. The industry gets together and makes these songs with a team and da-da-da. That's why you flip open the credits, or you go online and look for the credits. It's 20 names under Kanye songs, under Drake songs, whoever it is. That's how you know that's industry stuff. That's not hip-hop, bro. And I'm going to leave it at this. The battle's over. Benzino, technically, you made a very sound record. But to real MCs, let's be honest, Benzino. Let's be honest. And I'm going to take it one step further. If you was on that stage with M right there and you right here, and all them dudes was there that threw you a line, people would say Eminem beat you just off the fact that you got a team and he by himself. They would be like, Benzino had 5 dudes up there trying to jump that white boy. So we're not going to sit here and pretend like you can have a team and you can somehow win this thing. And I'm going to leave it at that. Benzino, let me know, man. Talk to me. We can sit and have an interview. I'll talk to you. All right? CLBMG, make sure you go over to support the project. Support the music we got going on, the videos. We got a whole bunch of shows. CLBMG.com, we coming up. I just got back from No Jumper. Everything is blowing up. Listen, pay attention. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
CLB.